The final summary of the match down at Football Park. Here's Dick Jones.
And at Football Park, Port Adelaide 20 goals 6, 126 points, defeated STURT 11 goals 17, 83 points, a win to the Magpies by 43 points. Well, the game fizzled out. Port Adelaide were too strong all over the ground. They absolutely buried STURT. There's no question about that. The Magpies did not lose in one position, possibly with the exception of Peter Motley. But leading the fray for Port Adelaide was Martin Leslie at centre-half back. He played a magnificent game, Leslie. Strong overhead, strong on the ground. His handball to position and his kicking to position was absolutely immaculate. And Martin Leslie was by easily Port Adelaide's best player in a very, very even side. Also in defence was John Harvey from a half-back flank. Harvey was absolutely electrifying today. He lifted the big crowd time and time again on their feet, and when he steamed down the centre of the ground, Johnson took a screaming mark at centre-half forward. Harvey, keeping going, received the handball back, and the half-back flanker booted truly for a beautiful goal. But that wasn't the end of it. Harvey repeated the dose later in the game when, dashing through the centre like a sprinter, Russell Ebert flicked him back the hand pass, and the magnificent John Harvey, his right boot hit the ball, and it was another goal to the half-back flanker. Two things in Australian rules football that certainly make this game one of the greatest spectator sports in the world. Russell Johnson, he was carried off during the final quarter, but he was certainly the best ruckman on the ground before that took place. Ben Harris at full-back absolutely bathed Davies. I'll say a little bit about this later on. Tim Evans at full forward got 8 goals and was a good player. Paul Benton, Craig Bradley, Stephen Clifford. It's a shame to leave any Magpie player out. They were such an even side. Peter Motley at centre-half back was best players for the Double Blues. The slightly built young man put his heart and soul and body into trying to lift STURT, but it was to no avail. He just, on the day, and I repeat on the day, did not have a league player around him. John Painter in the centre of the ground broke even with Bradley, so Painter has to be there. Eddie Fry at centre-half forward when he was shifted there, simply because Eddie never stopped trying, and Frank Spiel, although beaten by Johnson while he was on the ground, and I give those STURT players marks for trying. But this has cost the Magpies dearly, this win. Dwayne Russell went off in the second quarter with looked like a right arm injury, somewhere between the elbow and the shoulder, I would say. It could possibly be lower. Stephen Curtis went off before three-quarter time with a bad ankle injury. And in the final quarter, Russell Johnson, who went for the knock in the centre of the ground, landed wrongly and has, I believe, done himself a serious injury to his right leg. Stephen Curtis limped back onto the ground into a forward pocket, so the Magpies would have 18 players to play out the game. Goal kickers for Port Adelaide: Evans got 8, 3 to Russell Ebert, 2 each to Knight and John Harvey from a half-back flank, electrifying goals, and 1 to Russell, Marnie, Bradley, Anderson and Craig Ebert. For STURT, Eddie Fry got 3, 2 each to Davies and Filkey, and singles to Leonard, Smith, Downs and Zubranick. Well, STURT have got to put their thinking caps on. They are not a league side in the manner that they placed this side of theirs in the 1984 football season in South Australia. If Hargraves is a centre-half forward, I'll dance the leading role in Swan Lake with Ian Aitken. If Downs is a wingman, Jim Dean can join us. And if Davies is worth his place in the side as a full forward, we'll take Malcolm McDonald in as our producer and we'll tour Australia. I can't understand the Double Blues. They got me beat. If they think they can win football matches simply because a fella's got a name and then switch him around and try and play him anywhere, well, I'll give up trying. Repeating the score, Port Adelaide 20 goals 6, 126 points, defeated STURT 11-17, 83. A very, very disappointing match, especially from the Double Blues point of view, and the Magpies came out easy winners by 43 points.
Yes, you're quite right, Dick, because that looked on paper to be the match of the day, STURT and Port Adelaide down there at Footy Park today. But it must have been Port Adelaide in full flight right from the opening bounce, because although they kicked with a breeze, I think I'm correct in saying that, STURT didn't register a score in that first quarter.
The Magpies kicked with a breeze, yes, Malcolm, you're dead right, and Port Adelaide kicked 9 goals 3 to no score by the Double Blues in the first quarter. As a matter of fact, Davies did not take full possession of the ball until the 6th minute of the second quarter. It took him 1 quarter and 6 minutes to take full possession of the ball. They've got me beat. I'll give up trying to explain why they're doing this.
Dick, you're not suggesting that Davies is not a league footballer?
At the present way that Rick Davies is playing, I will make the same statement that I made earlier last year. Sturt cannot win the grand final with Davies playing at full forward.
Is there another position on the ground for him, Dick?
Yes, in the forward pocket or up here with me.
Could Sturt win the grand final with or without Rick Davies playing in his right spot, Dick?
No, I don't believe the Double Blues have got the side. They've got Downs on the wing, one of the best defenders in the league. They've got Hargraves at centre-half forward, who couldn't run the other side in the Melbourne Frog. He'd be a good mate for Kennedy. And they're trying to win league football matches against one of the best sides in Australia as far as club loyalty.
Peter Motley played at centre-half back all day?
He played at centre-half back all day, and he was the ray of sunshine that Sturt had. They did not have another winner on the day, and I believe Motley did win his position.
OK, thank you, Dick Jones, reporting for 5am football at Football Park today with Port Adelaide.